Make battlefield.
I'm not wearing pants.
Dude, I just ripped the worst ass. It's so bad. Oh
You
my
can't beat
God.
me.
Just Cap.
If
No way.
if we had if we had a gas off like in Jerusalem or something, it would not work out well. Not work out well.
Oh my God. It's nothing but caffeine
You know
and
what? And you're
nicotine. Actually,
and fucking not gluten-free stuff, full gluten food, just stuff I shouldn't be putting in my body. You think I'd learn my
ugh.
lesson at 37 going on 38, but I still make the mistakes of eating bad food. I went to a hockey game yesterday with my son, and I just went off cookies,
Oh,
empanadas, spicy
oh
chicken
my
sandwich, even though
God.
I can't do spicy. So if you think last night was bad, my son came into the room while I was watching TV, and he's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, did Iran give you a bomb to light off?" I mean, it smells in here, dude. There's people changing
Dude,
colors
your
next door.
family, your
But
family
hey,
is
I
going to
will
die
say
of some
this. I will
horrible
say
cancer
this.
because of your
And you're,
ass.
oh, for sure, for sure. The cat is going to be the first
Oh,
one to go. That guy walked into the bathroom when we first got him, and I was taking a dump, and he literally went in, and like his face got all like squunched up, and his eyes started watering, and then he stumbled out of the bathroom. That cat seen me do disgusting things. I've seen him try to open up the doorknob to
oh.
get out of the house. He's like this. Harvey Weinstein was bad. This guy's disgusting, dude. Farting and
He's like,
pooping and
oh my God.
touching the middle of his body. Um, this is the big battlefield. This isn't Joe Rogan, not to confuse anyone. This is a history podcast where my co-host Nick Christian, aka Cobra, don't ask me why he has that nickname. Um, his nickname's for like a
You know
great
what?
body part. I don't have a nickname for a great body part. I don't have a great body part. You know?
Oh
Hey,
my
but real
God.
quick
Yeah.
before we get started, I took the kid to the hockey game like I mentioned, and it made me really appreciate him being 13 now because I don't have to worry about him. You know what I mean? He's like a little
Yeah.
adult, right? I don't, miss when he was a toddler because when you take a toddler to an event with a bunch of people, it's like going out with a drunk friend. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
stumbling.
Yeah.
You're chasing after them, like, hey, get back here. They're looking at a woman's chest and
Making
pointing at it, you know? They're
making
they're
them keep
throwing
their
up,
pants
they're
on.
shitting themselves. You know, they're crying at the end of the night thinking about
It's
their
so true.
childhood. You
Yeah.
know,
No, I get that. I get
it's
that. I mean, I'm I'm definitely enjoying the toddler era just because it's so special. But I think every phase, like you just get to enjoy something new. You know what I mean? So I'm not wishing for him to be, 13, but um, I am excited for when that happens. I am loving this phase though. But I get it. Um, so my
you
plug
say that
is
now. You say
yeah,
that now, but you're not in the heat. You know, he's not having a tantrum. You're not surrounded by
yeah.
50,000 people, and you're trying to dodge them, and it's brutal. But yeah, the good and the bad times. Oh, he wants to plug something.
No, I was just gonna say, so this morning I went to IHOP. I go once a year. I call it Pancake Day because my buddy, my second tour in Afghanistan, he had gotten a Purple Heart that year, that tour, and he was from Indiana, and he was so stoked to go back and get, I guess, free pancakes when you get a Purple Heart. Um, and he asked me, I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." He's like, "Dude, you should go to IHOP and get free pancakes." He's like, "My Purple Heart," and I was like, "I'm good," because I don't like pancakes. I'm not a pancake guy. And I was like, "You're weird, dude. Like that's a weird thing to look forward to." But all the more to you. But anyway, he got killed that tour, so he never got to. And every year on that anniversary, I go to IHOP and I eat pancakes for him, even though I don't like them. Um, so I did eat actual food this morning, which is rare, but um, that was my plug.
You know, he's not missing out on much. IHOP sucks.
Dude, IHOP's terrible.
I hate I hate IHOP. Dude, don't feel bad. I mean, it's disgusting. And let me
I
tell you,
know.
you know, most soldiers are humble. You know, I can't imagine you going in an IHOP and going, "Look at my star. Can I get free?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're not like a football player in college where you're like, "Yeah, I got the stars. Give me all the free shit," you know? You're
exactly.
I don't know, I don't see soldiers like that, you know? But here's my thing too.
Yeah,
Hey, nice restaurants, can you give free pancakes to the soldiers? Why is IHOP
that's the
and
point,
Taco
right?
Bell and, you know, it's the food that
Exactly.
kills you, that shortens your life, is
Yeah,
being free to the
exactly.
veterans. That's how bad the healthcare is in this country, you know? "Oh, yeah, let's kill the
Exactly.
guys
Dude,
that protect this country quicker."
if well, yeah, that's the point. I mean, it's if we got sponsored like NFL players, we would absolutely be like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" But that's not going to happen. Like we get, it's like, oh, on the third Saturday of the eighth month, you get 50% off if you're a veteran. It's like, what the fuck at fucking like at like an auto body store. You're like, okay, cool, love that for me. Um,
It's like
yeah, it's a little ass backwards.
you put your life on the line. To me, that is more of a challenge than catching a ball and not getting tackled, you know? The NFL players talk about, you know, CTE. Yeah, how about no leg
Yeah,
E? All right? There's people losing limbs and they're getting a shitty discount, you know? It's really messed up. I mean, and that
yeah.
goes for the police and the fire department. I mean, they should be getting paid more. This country is upside down when it comes to heroes and people that have tough jobs. I mean, I even would throw in the outhouse people that go around and suck
The
poo out
shit
of
suckers. Yeah,
fucking. Yeah, they should be praised. That's a hero's job. I could never do that. That's disgusting.
no, they make good money though.
I got poo on my finger one time wiping my ass, and I washed my hands 37 times. I can't imagine getting other people's shit on my fingers. I mean, maybe I need to do that job and I lose some weight because I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't eat, dude.
That's the worst when you're
Oh,
like,
man.
oh, it's right there. All right,
Oh, it's
military
horrible, and
history.
you're just looking.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I
All
forgot.
right.
I thought we were just on the phone. I thought we were just on a phone call. I forgot that there's a point to this.
Yeah. 10 minutes in. Hi, welcome to Baked Battlefields. To, today,
Oh, God.
today we're talking about
So many people fast forward that beginning. Plus
yeah,
15
they're like,
seconds,
all right,
plus
that's enough
15
of this
seconds,
shit.
plus 15 seconds.
So today we're talking about March 30th, 598. This is the Siege of
Okay.
Tomis and the plague that broke an army. All right. It's a
Is it
wild
Thomas or
episode. You
Thomas?
got
Is it Thomas or Thomas?
Tomis, Tomis, Tomis. Sorry,
Oh,
Tommy.
oh, but you know, some people, no, you know, some people say Thomas, like Thomas. I'm like, dude, there's an H after the T.
That'd be Thomas.
I know,
The
but people
English
go,
makes no
"Oh no,
fucking
I'm not
sense.
Thomas. I'm Thomas." I'm like, no, you're an asshole. Get the
I
fuck out of my
know.
restaurant.
Well, yeah. I mean, in German, it's Thomas. It's Tomas. So I get it. But um, yeah, dude, this one's wild. It's got steppe warfare. It's got Byzantine frontier strategy, and basically the entire universe saying like better luck next time to this invading army. Okay. Um, so in March of 598, one of the most feared steppe armies in Europe surrounded a Byzantine stronghold on the Black Sea. And then something that no
I've
general
seen a
could plan
stepdad do that.
for. Gross. Oh God. Your
Step
you
army. I've
porn
never
is
heard
probably
that term.
disgusting. Mhm. From the steppes. Um, but this army starts dying from the inside out. Are you okay?
Just laughing.
um, so yeah, this is the Siege of Tomis, where disease less than swords puts an end to a campaign. All right. So Tomis is in modern Constanta, Romania. All right. Which, dude, the Romanians are incredible. I served with them in my first tour in Afghanistan. Absolutely unbelievable. Just the coolest fucking people. Psycho, but cool. Um, so during this time frame, just prior to Byzantine rule, so under Roman rule, I guess Byzantines were Roman, but um, Tomis became the capital of the province of of Mosia Inferior, and was renamed Constantiana in honor of Emperor Constantine the Great, which is why
Okay.
today it's called Constanta, right?
Right.
Romanian's a cool language, but um, so the poet Ovid, which I'm sure you know very well, uh, he
Oh
was
yeah.
actually
Wonderful guy.
famously he was the Metamorphoses are a
Yeah.
great read. Um,
Oh my God. Transformable. Yeah.
so Ovid famously was exiled there by Augustus in the year 8. Um, and he lamented that fate in the Tristia and Epistulae ex Ponto, if you ever want to give those a read. Now, during the
Oof.
Byzantine era, which was also Roman, the
Why'd he
city
kill himself? I
retained.
don't know. He read two dumb books.
Couldn't even pronounce the title, and he fucking.
Illiteracy killed him.
Oh shit. Oh my God. So during
Uh,
this era, the city retained its commercial vitality, and it served as a fortified port. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. It's on the northern Black Sea coast, and it's part of the
okay.
Byzantine frontier zone.
Okay.
This isn't the like glamorous center of an empire or anything. This is the edge where everything is starting to crackle and break apart for the Byzantines. All right. So um, let's talk about how we got to the Siege of Tomis. There's something called the Avar Byzantine Wars, and we are in the middle of that. Now, the attackers is this guy by the name of Bayan the First. All right. He ruled
Did
from
anyone have a normal
562
name?
ish.
Did ever
No,
anyone have a normal name like Ted? or
No.
Alex, everyone's got this
I mean, they
extravagant
were
name,
Theodores and Alexanders.
I mean, if I lived back there, I would have everyone had a nickname. I'd be Alexander the Fat. Like, cool, thanks. Thanks a
Great,
lot.
love that.
Great.
Love
Now
that for you.
everyone's calling me
So so that's for eternity.
Big
Awesome.
Nipples
Love that for me.
McGee. Big Nipples McGee. Thank you. I appreciate it. So glad I moved to
Good old
Ireland.
plate
So
nipples.
happy.
Oh my God. Um, so yeah, I mean, but Bayon's a pretty dope name. I think that's a pretty cool one.
Oh yeah, I could totally see a player in the NFL with that name. Dayon Davis the third.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, wide receiver. Texas
White for
Tech.
sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Wink, wink,
Um,
wink, wink.
Jesus. So Bayon the First rules from around 562-ish until 602. He was the first Kagan or ruler of the Avar Khaganate, which was this powerful confederation of steppe peoples that dominated parts of Central and Eastern Europe in like the late 500s. Um,
I don't
he
get the step.
is
I don't get the step. I don't get the step people. I don't get the step army. Why is it called that?
so the steppes or the steeps. It can also be called the steeps. Is an area where like Mongolia is, okay? And they
Okay, okay.
migrated west. So when you hear of like the Huns, Attila the Hun, um, the Avars, some of these people, they came from the east and just kept moving, right? Hungary are from the steppe people. The Avars blended with them. Bulgaria has a mixture of them. So but they come from the east in like Mongolia.
Are are
The
Hung
steeps are like these beautiful.
Hungarians really skinny people because they're hungry?
No. They're eating hella borscht and shit.
I had to open it up and slip it in with a dad joke quietly and quickly. Cosby.
That is your MO. Oh God. Oh my God. Um
National hero.
oh no. He is the MAGA. Um so and we lost some viewers. Uh So Bayon the First is regarded as the most capable and influential of the Avar leaders for uniting these disparate tribes and founding a really durable empire in the Pannonian Basin. All right. Um, Now they are allied with Lombards in northern Italy and a group called the Gepids. All right. And that kind of happens in around 567. Oh no. Oh no. It's reconnecting. Am I reconnecting? Hi, babe. Oh, yeah, apparently it's not very good. Bye, Woody. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's me. I don't know if he'll come back. His internet is shit. Well, I'm going to finish what I was talking about. So, Bayon the First is regarded as the most like capable of the Avar rulers, right? He founds this Khaganate, he unites all these tribes, and he founds this really solid empire, what we call an empire, in the Pannonian Basin. Um, I mentioned the alliances, and he. Oh, Woody's back. Maybe all I see is an
Oh,
A. There he
Sorry,
is.
folks. Sorry, folks. Apparently, this guy lives somewhere where if it rains, he loses signal. What are you living in Vietnam? God.
I don't know, man. I think it might be on your side because it didn't end for me.
Don't try to play that game. Don't try to play that game. No, no, no.
I,
Don't try to
listen,
play
listen. It is what it
that
is.
game. What are you, Trump and
Um,
I'm Iran? Come on. All right. So you're talking about the group. You're talking about
no.
the group.
Yeah, yeah. So he makes the capital of the Avar Cognate near the former seat of Attila the Hun in the Carpathian Basin. All right, which really is symbolic of what they're trying to accomplish. But it's a really large area that they control, and they're buttressed up right against the Eastern Roman Empire. Okay. Um, so I did like a deep dive on the Avars, and I know way more than I ever thought I would know about them and their language and where they came from and all this shit. But the kind of the bottom line of the Avars in general, we think that they likely came from Central Asia, all right? And they're possibly related to another group called the Rurin, or another displaced steppe people.
That's one of those words where no matter how straight you say it, you still sound Asian. Like it sounds like you're doing an Asian accent for a second. Whoa, 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 something wrong?
Oh my God.
Say it again.
And there go
And
Rurin.
they're back. Ruin. Actually, I sound retarded when I say it. I don't even sound Chinese.
Oh my God. Um, so they might have been related to them, or another, displaced group by Turkic expansion. But by like 550-ish, they had migrated westward, like I had talked about, across the Eurasian steppe, and they show up in Byzantine records around 558. So shortly after Bayon takes over, and they quickly become a really formidable military and political force in Eastern Europe.
I'm not Asian. You're Asian.
Um, that wasn't the issue. Now these cats are masters of cavalry warfare, just like the Mongols will be, and just like the Huns were. All right. And they focus on allying with other Slavic groups that are, either disenfranchised by the Roman Empire, left out of the Western European conversation, or just malleable and they can bring them in and give them more of a culture to unify under.
So you're saying these groups, there are no men with low T. It's full T, up testosterone. There's no doctor's appointments. There's no blue chew. These guys are just blood on their face, dirty,
I
ready to
mean,
go.
yes, but to be fair, I think the average lifespan of a man was like 35. So it's before low T even hits for us, like as we push 40, they never even made it. So
Well, you didn't miss out much.
no,
Just gets worse.
no,
It just gets worse after 35. I totally get it, dude. They're not gonna deal
exactly.
with knee
I think
problems. They're not gonna deal with lactose intolerant. Yeah.
yeah, dude, I think our bodies expect to die at 35 and then we get to 40 and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it just like starts breaking down because it's like you shouldn't be here. Here's
Yeah,
some
yeah. It's
back
like, what are
pain.
you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?
Um yeah, so the bottom line with this is if the Avar showed up outside your city, your day just got significantly worse. Okay, these are not people you wanted to show up at the doorstep. Um Now, the defenders are, of course, the Byzantine Empire. And it's worth talking about them a little bit as well. We know a lot about the Byzantine Empire. At its height, under Justinian the First, which would have been just before this, he was the emperor from 527 to 565. Byzantium reconquered much of the old Roman Empire, North Africa, Italy, Rome. We talked about the siege of Rome last a couple weeks ago, and then they reconquered parts of Spain, and they codified Roman law in what's called the Corpus Juris Civilis. It's one of the most important documents ever made.
Say
Um,
that 3
they
times.
also constructed these Corpus Juris Civilis. No, I can't. I can barely say it once.
Yeah.
Um,
You say
we
that
also
while
see
you're
these
down
monumental.
you say that down below under the sheets, and she's gonna love you forever. Yep, what are you doing down there? "Oh, I'm just talking about a battle."
Like, are you speaking Latin again? Stop it.
Are you possessed? You know what I mean? All those possessed people,
Exactly.
they all those possessed people would have been great in The Hay, you know what I mean? That one
Oh
chick from The
yeah. Could you
Exorcist just
imagine
going
your
crazy.
oh my God. Could you imagine like giving cunnilingus and your head spun around? Your tongue was just like
But can you imagine it's a first date and she does that and you're
yeah.
like, am I losing my mind?" You know? Am I d Is she gonna kill me?
You would fucking marry her on the spot. Um yeah, but this is where we see these monumental um works come up as well, like the Hagia Sophia, right? Uh,
Yeah.
uh the the empire fostered Byzantine art, uh, distinguished by these really famous mosaics, these domes, and iconography, and became the intellectual bridge between classical antiquity and medieval Europe. It's really the extension of the Roman Empire. It never stopped being Rome. Uh, but by the that was the peak of Justinian, right? It After he goes, the empire goes into steady decline, and we are just after his reign, and things are already a freaking mess. But
Oh, is
um,
that was that
in
then or is that now? I'm confused. Are we talking about now or you're right.
well, that's why I do these things, Woody, is because there are parallels.
So this guy sound like a hell of a guy.
Justinian, they call him Justinian the Great. He was he was a hell of a guy. His wife Theodora was a huge player in a lot of this,
I
and
feel like
um,
Justinian
and a lot of
Justinian
it was luck. Justinian, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like his name is actually Justin, but then he wanted to look cool because he was getting picked on, and he started telling people, "No, it's Justinian." They're like, "No, kindergarten through, 4th
Well,
grade, you're Justin." Yeah.
so that's where you actually see the name Justin come. So one of his sons becomes Justin. It's one of the first royals to ever have a name like that. So that is where the
I
name comes
never
from. So
I
bravo, I'm
never
proud of
met
you.
I've never met a nice Justin.
I
You
haven't either.
said
They're all douchebags, dude.
you said proud of me, like I just figured out 2 plus 2. I was waiting for a little noogie and a cookie. Oh, this guy isn't retarded. Oh, yeah, all right, he's got potential. If I fall though, dude,
Oh man.
if I fall down and hit my head once, it's over. I'm losing my job. I'm, I'm gonna be, not in a good spot. Thank God for
No.
phones.
If it well, only if it's on the side with all the the few brain cells you have left. If it's on the other side, you're all right.
I want to be one of those people that gets it in a coma and comes out of it and just speaks Chinese. Like, is this guy being racist? Ding, dong, 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 ding, dong, ding, dong, dong. This guy, kill him. I'd probably get killed. I go to a Chinese restaurant, try to order. Ding, dong, ding,
So
dong, ding. What?
so they I I think it would be more likely that you get the one where you get the accent, which would actually that would really be racist because then you're speaking English, you're just doing
Oh,
it
no.
in
I'm
an
doing black
accent.
voice. I'm doing black voice. I'm asking for directions in Oakland. Hey, motherfucker, where do I go? What? Why are you talking like that? It's not
They'd
you,
be like, ta 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 ta.
motherfucker. I'm
You
trying
wouldn't
to
have
get out
that
of it, but
disease very long.
I'm trying to get out of it, but I keep speaking like them because I can't speak any other way. Brenda, I'm talking to you. They're like, what? They give him a statue. You're a hero. Uh,
Oh my god. So at the time of this battle in 598, Justinian's gone, and the emperor at this point is a guy by the name of Maurice. And Maurice
well,
is
hello,
an
Maurice.
um Maurice Maurice is a he's an efficient administrator. He really wanted to apply fiscal restraint after these really expensive wars that Justinian had waged.
That
And
sounds like a
Maurice,
Maurice. That Maurice sounds like a downer. Hey, can we have a pizza? Can we have a pizza party? No, no, we spent enough money.
exactly.
And no casual Fridays anymore. You wear your uniform. God, I hate this Maurice guy. It's a buzzkill.
This guy's a dick. um, so under Maurice, he reorganized provincial defense by creating what's called the exarchate system. And this is in Ravenna, the old capital of Rome, Western Rome, and
We need extra
in
shit.
Africa.
We need we need extra shit. We're out of shit, dude.
Actually, that works perfectly. So what that is it basically gives local military governors um, a lot of power. It gives them a combined civil and military power, and it becomes an early model for later Byzantine systems like the themes. Okay, um, his Maurice's efforts restored the treasury. He was able to bring treasure back into the Byzantine capital. But what it did was it alienated a lot of his soldiers and officials through austerity. And again, after Justinian, even though Maurice tries, things still kind of start going down. Um,
Well,
and
when you come into power and you try to change too much all at once, you end up going to war. You know what I mean? Your promises end
exactly,
up being broken because you guess you're trying to do too much at once, guy. Picking people out
exactly.
too quickly. You know what I mean? Progress is slow, my friend. If you took it easy, people would like you. You know, if you took it slow, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's true. It's absolutely true, man. Um, and that's what basically happens here is even though he's trying to stabilize the frontier, especially in the Balkans, that that causes issues, right? And he ends up having to fight multiple enemies at once, which is basically the story of the end of Rome. It always is. Um,
Yeah.
but the Byzantines don't have the luxury of losing this coastline on the Black Sea. Um, Tomis is a strategic port on the Black Sea, and that's why it matters, right? That's why it's a target. And because
I heard
it's
there's
a
a
port,
I heard there's a lot of potholes on the Black Sea.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh God. They're on the Black Sea. Turn right
Oh
here
my
on Obama
God.
Way. Turn, turn, turn.
Jesus Christ.
Take the Martin
Uh,
Luther King Jr.
don't,
channel.
no, don't. I lived off of Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Texas, and a bullet ended up in our backyard. So it's there isn't a good one.
Well, they're living up to the name.
Jesus Christ, that's awful. So, um, because Tomis is right on the port, it becomes a supply hub for the Byzantine Empire, and it's a defensive anchor kind of along the Danube frontier. All right, so that's why this town matters. And if Tomis falls, the Balkans basically open like a door. So they really have to protect this if they want to protect, this region.
Right, you're asking for it. Once you open the doors, they're all coming, and there's
It's
no turn,
something
and
like
there's
that,
no
yeah.
turning back. There's no turning back. You better put it on the internet because there's no turning back.
So the siege begins, all right? This combined force of Avar and Slavic soldiers surround Tomis, and they just put the pressure on immediately, and it just builds and builds and builds. But the Byzantines were damn good at making fortresses and building walls, and the walls, the Byzantine walls, hold. Okay,
I learned. I
and
heard.
that's
I read a little bit about this. I heard they learned how to build these from the beavers. You see how they build those dams? Let's build forts like that. That's where Lincoln logs came from.
that's closer to the truth, probably. Um, but
We
this is
learned every
not what
listen,
the
listen, listen. We learned everything from animals. Okay,
we
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 learned
did learn a
everything,
lot from animals.
and then
Yes.
we tweaked it a little bit. Look at the way they're eating. Okay, well, let's invent something 'cause that's disgusting with the hands. Let's invent the fork. Look at the way they're doing it. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, doggy. Look at the way look at the way they shit. Look at the way they shit. Oh yeah, we should do that, but let's go in the bathroom and use a rope instead.
Uh, they did
I
too.
sent you that
Nasty.
video. I sent you that video.
I know. I saw.
Which you know what? I'm gonna
So
put that
gross.
in here. I'm gonna insert this right here. How people used to wipe their ass back in the medieval days.
It's pretty gnarly. Again, that's why we only lived to 35. Um,
Right, right.
so
I like the Byzantines. I'm ready. I'm ready to hang out with the busy team. You know what? They're busy. You know what I mean? That's what I like about them. They're not just sitting. They're not the sit around things. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. They had their problems. Um, but this is not what the Avars expected, right? They expected um, kind of a fast approach, hit them hard, build the pressure, quick submission, loot the town, and then use it as political leverage. But what ends up happening is this long wait, what sieges often become. Um, Sieges can basically become just aggressive patience with really shitty food, right? Or no food
Yeah,
at all.
I've been there. It's called IHOP. The waitress is on a smoke break again? Oh, she's doing meth this time. Okay, okay, yeah, all right. I'll wait.
Oh, that makes sense. Because I was gonna say she was smoking at the table, so why take a break?
There's ash in my
So
pancakes.
she made a happy face with the cigarettes.
Happy birthday to you. It's not my birthday. Happy birthday. Never seen someone use cigarettes as candles. Happy birthday.
Exactly. Oh, shit. So this turns into a standard siege, right? There's a lot of waiting, supply lines are cut, and then something happens that turns the tide completely. It's not an invading Byzantine army coming to the rescue. It's not an ally, smashing them into their flanks. Um, Somewhere during the campaign, disease starts to spread through the Avar army, and the sources
No
kind of
women.
vary on this.
No women around.
Not
And
that
so the
kind of
guys
disease.
are playing.
Uh,
Come here, Justinian. Come here. Hey, you dropped the soap. It kind of looks like that hole. I'll try it. It's a little hairier.
Stay put. Um, oh God. Um, so the
HIV.
sources
Oh.
vary on what it might have been. It was not HIV. Um, More than likely, it was probably plague, or some other kind of virulent epidemic illness that spreads really quickly.
Well,
Um,
look at I just showed the
and
video of the rope. I just showed the video of the rope. There's no Kleenex. There's no toilet paper. There's no hand
exactly,
sanitizer. These guys are filthy. I'm not shaking
exactly.
anyone's hand. I'm not shaking anyone's hand. I'm doing an elbow. Hey, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just people are picking their nose and oh yeah, nice to meet you, Justinian. Yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
imagine, dude. I can't even imagine how
and
dirty these people were.
it would have been filthy. And there was no sanitation, right? And this is a siege, so you're not even in the
Alright.
best accommodations of that time. You're in a tent, you're in the mud, you're living with rats and flies and all these vectors that can carry disease. And it only takes one asshole to pick up a rat and a fucking flea bite him, and then the plague spreads through the army. Um, and it spreads
It was
like
that
wildfire.
it was that one dumb guy, Lenny, who started having a rat friend and playing with it, and he's like, "George, look
Exactly.
at him play with a rat,"
Oh man.
Oh, you
We
know what?
had
I can't imagine the smells, you know? I
yeah, that's
can't.
what everybody says. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first tour we had rats because we were living in a tent, and one of the guys, one of my soldiers, he was this Cuban dude. Um he got that like adhesive tape to catch rats, and he would catch them and then burn them. And I was like, dude, that is fucking brutal. He's like, we can't have fucking rats, sir. Like, okay, I get it, man, but
Well,
isn't there a better way to get rid of them?
yeah, have you heard of a trash can? Do they have those in Cuba? You know? But yeah, I mean,
He's a great dude, but I was like, God damn.
those are the people I want in my unit. I want psychopaths. You know what I mean? I want guys that are
Exactly.
burning rats and doing, on the pole, just it's bedtime. No, you need to sleep. No, I'm doing the ah, psycho. People
Oh
don't
man. Yep.
People that don't mind a joke with the word retard in it, those are the people I want in my unit. People that get offended by that word and words, you're out. You're not making the unit. I'm sorry. You're gonna get us killed. Oh, well, maybe we shouldn't shoot the tan people. Now everyone's dead, you know?
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Cuba, I love you.
so all of these guys start getting sick really fast. And what ends up happening is the army is defeated not by the walls of the fortress. It's defeated by its own camp, basically, its own standards and the situation they're in. Um,
They're looking over the wall. They're like, oh, that was easy.
like, who threw the bag of shit? You're getting promoted. You're getting promoted.
Who was secretly going at night while they were sleeping and rubbing their balls on their face as he took out 5,000 troops, dude. We're gonna name a city after you. We're gonna build statues, and then 30 years, and then 50 years later, we're gonna take them down because we found out you had some issues.
That was pretty common back then too.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. That's why we don't see any statues of them now. Oh yeah. Uh, Caesar.
uh, so yeah, exactly. Well, that's why they all had their noses smashed off and everything. Their heads were cut off. Um,
Their dicks are small.
they would cut their phalluses off. Um,
Oh man.
so the casualties on this one is what everybody who follows me knows what I'm going to say. It's, you know, exact numbers are unknown. Ancient sources rarely give accounts of the casualties, but when you read through the sources, what they agree on is that the Avar Slavic forces are heavily reduced. Um, Leadership starts to waver. It's very shaken by this. And the campaign that they've run becomes unsustainable. Um, I mean, it's just absolutely like hollowed out by this disease. And I mean, you can imagine, especially if it was something like the plague, right? These boils
Yeah.
appear. Uh, it's a horrific way to go, and you choke on your own blood. I mean, it's awful, and you see it spreading with
Oh,
like a 60,
nice.
70% kill rate.
Yeah.
It's bad, and you don't want to stick around for that. You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
not something you
I'd
just
be
like
out.
muscle through. Yeah,
The
exactly,
first sick
exactly.
person, I'm being a deserter. I don't care. I like sweets. I'm out of here, dude.
Bye. My ass
That
is
guy,
gonna learn Chinese. Okay.
that guy got kicked out of the military. Why? Oh, he was a deserter. What? He deserted the company? No, he just ate too many sweets and couldn't make the warm up lap.
That's how the next world war is going to be for us. Be like, Jesus Christ. He
Billy,
passed
he
out
can't.
at 20 meters.
Billy can't make it, dude. He's allergic to peanuts. All the food's
He's
not
allergic
gluten
to the
free.
grass.
Yeah. Yeah, we're screwed if
Oh
we go
my
to
God.
war. We are screwed.
We're
There's no
fucked.
more men. There's
We're
no more
so
men
fucked.
left.
Oh my
Hey, drop
God.
down it, drop
So
down and
bad.
give me 50. Hey, you can't talk to me like that. I'm going on Twitter and I'm gonna be talking crap about you. And oh, wait, click. Yeah,
That's
you're
honestly, to me, it's honestly, that's not the problem. We know how to break people down and train them with discipline. The problem is we're going to have hundreds of thousands of people that are obese with like heart disease and diabetes and all this shit because these fat fucks in America just go eat like, fucking McDonald's every goddamn day, and they're not going to be fit enough to go to the fucking war. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, they go to McDonald's and then they inject Ozempic. They're like, "Oh, I'm losing weight." Yeah, you don't have any muscle. Have you seen people that lost a lot of weight on
Exactly.
Ozempic? They're not working out. They're skinny
Yeah, they look
fat. It's like, dude, you're
awful.
still fat. Your body looks weird, you know? It's brutal. But
Ugh,
here's my thing. If we are going to a war, if a country is going to war, your leader should be in good enough shape to fight in it.
I agree with
Okay?
that.
You know what I mean? I wanted back in the day, your leader would be on the front lines. That's what I want for my president. I want him going off the war too because it shows that he believes in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I want a yacht president. The next president, I want him yacked with tattoos, you know what I mean? Gauge earrings,
Yep.
right? And driving a motorcycle up to the White House. And he's like, "Yeah, we gotta go to war with Greenland. Let's go." And he's on the front lines and he's taking out Eskimos, right? He's flipping off weird white people that haven't seen the sun for years. You know what I mean? I want a guy like that in office, right? Just got like
Yeah.
five zins in, got a Jack Daniels t-shirt on, talking about sports at the conference, you know what I mean, dude? I wanna put in a prize pick
Yeah, we
before he
have
goes shoots a guy. I love that. A fun degenerate. Give me a
yeah,
fun
I mean
degenerate, alright?
yeah, I mean, we haven't had our last president that served was W, and he didn't go to war.
Oh, right, he was playing a flute in the corner. "Oh, you guys gonna go fight? Watch this shot." You know what I mean? Yeah, I
Yeah,
would I don't know, dude, and we're getting off topic, but you're talking about leaders and it just got me
yeah.
thinking, like, I hope our next president can do a pull-up, you know what I mean? I want someone
Yeah, it'd
young,
be nice.
taking testosterone, you know what I mean? Can have milk and not shit his
Maybe not that.
pants. I mean, I just want some
So you're out.
I'll take The Rock. I'll take The Rock in a heartbeat. You think anyone's gonna fuck with The
The
Rock?
Rock.
I would
God.
talk mad shit to a fat old dude that just eats McDonald's. I'd be talking mad shit, but if I had a president, The Rock. If I had The Rock as president, and he goes, "Nice to meet you," and he squeezes your hand. Like, yeah, I'm making a deal with this guy. Yeah, oh, the nuke program, it's gone. Yeah, we're getting rid of our nukes. All right, I've seen your movies, dude. I've seen Rundown. I don't. No, no, I'm not. I've seen Jumanji a couple times. Great movie, but yeah, we're not. We're
That
not
is a
messing
great
with you,
movie, yeah.
dude. Yeah, we're not messing with you. I've seen the way you got to work with Kevin Hart. That guy's annoying. Yeah, we're getting rid of our program, take our treasure. Oh, you wanna make us a US territory? Yeah,
Yep.
go ahead, it's fine.
Well, we'll see what happens, but, um, so with all this disease spreading through the camp, they really have no choice but to retreat. Bayon the First ends up lifting the siege, and he bolts out as quickly as he can. The Avar forces retreat north of the Danube after this, and it's a huge psychological moment for the Byzantines and the Avars in a lot of ways. For once, the Byzantines don't win by force; they won by divine choice as they saw it, or luck. It was really just survival. Um, but it's a big moment for Maurice. Uh,
Yeah, but
Thomas ends up surviving.
people praised him, was like, "Oh my god, you did such a great job," and he probably felt like a fraud. He's like, "I didn't do anything." You know what I mean? They're giving me a Purple Heart and free pancakes, and the other guys just, like, shit their pants, and they had to leave the party, you know what I mean? They had to go get new underwear. So it's a good
Yeah,
win, but it was too easy. And when something's too easy, you're not ready when shit gets hard, you know?
that's a solid point. I'm surprised
Uh,
that you know what you get another one of these. That was good.
I took my
Um,
alpha brain this morning.
Proud of you. So Tomis ultimately survives, and what that means is the Byzantine frontier will hold, at least for now. Um, the momentum that the Avars had been building stalls after the siege of Tomis. Um, and it's kind of funny because you think like they have all these weapons and ideas to kill one another, but the most dangerous weapon in history is bad sanitation.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've talked about battles where people died on ice. Imagine going ice skating
Yeah.
for the first time and you die. That's what that's like, embarrassing. We've had people win battles and then say, "Oh no, we'll join. We'll join," you know. Um it's there's a lot of embarrassment in history. And there's a lot of things
Tons.
that don't go your way. "Oh, yeah, we'll take over the United States," and you lose by farmers hiding in hay. You know what I mean? So, the French beat you. Can you imagine a French guy, "Hello, bonjour," and he kills you? I mean, there's a lot of embarrassment in history. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Croissant? Oh god.
Imagine
That
getting.
guy shot
I
me
was
in
just
the
gonna
head.
say that.
A guy
I
that
just
likes
got killed by
croissants
a
killed
guy and he
me.
says croissant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Um, Now, what happened after this was Byzantine strategy shifts. Emperor Maurice pushes aggressive campaigns at this point across the Danube later on, and he attempts to weaken the Avars permanently. But the long term reality is that the Avars are not finished, and war will continue across the Balkans for decades, which really hurts the Byzantine Empire. So it's less of victory and more of a reprieve for the Byzantine Empire.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like a crappy NFL team. There was a lot of injuries, a lot of young guys with no experience. And once you push those guys out, and you get, some veterans, some new faces, you're set for gold. Look at the NFL Combine this year. It was the fastest times they've ever seen. Every generation gets stronger and stronger. So this army is making sure people are making babies healthy, they're taking grass
Yeah.
shots before they do it, you know what I mean? And the guy is statistically building a new army so they don't die from diarrhea, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's so true.
Dude, we're
It's
gonna
a good point.
have
That's a good
w-
analogy.
we're gonna have guys in the NFL 30 years from now that can run the 40 in 2 seconds. I mean,
Yeah,
the
probably.
athleticness of human beings is becoming scary good. And, just wait
Hmm.
50 years from now, whether, guys are going to get caught because they're half cyborg and you can't have cyborg body parts in the NFL. Or maybe you can, you know what I mean?
Dude, cyborg football would be fire.
Oh, that might be the future where you just have robots play. Oh my God. And there's
Oh, that
no
would be
you could
sick.
hard hit, you could break robots, you know what I
Yep.
mean? There's no
Oh
CTE anymore.
man.
And the
Yeah.
football players are in suits on the sideline and they're doing all the moves that the robot's doing, but not getting hurt, you know? And dude, the military's going that way. The military is going to be that way. We're not going to be killing each other. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe by bombs, but fighting wise, gun to gun battle, that is long in the past. It's going to be our cyborgs versus your cyborgs, drones fighting people. I mean, it's going to be crazy.
Honestly, I'd prefer the less people that have to die, the better.
I mean,
Um,
you've seen the dogs. They have dogs out there with machine guns on them.
Yeah, I know. That's
They have a
true.
robotic. I mean, it's. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Just the direction we're
Yeah.
going in. The fact that we got a warning out here that there could be a drone strike. You know, a drone in the
Uh-huh.
sky while you're at the park with your kid is annoying enough. Zing, 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 zing. I can't imagine one with bombs, you know. It's
Yeah.
it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, but, I think, while we still have to use men and stuff, why that's why I tie these into why it matters today, and I think the Siege of Tomis shows us that it shows us how disease has reshaped war way before modern medicine, right? It can really end a full campaign. It absolutely has shaped geopolitics up to this day, and it also demonstrates the fragility of really big armies. Because if you can't sustain that, then nature's going to take its course and it's going to cut the fat, right?
Well,
And it highlight.
what blows me away is, you know, people are scared of nuclear weapons, but honestly, I'm more scared of a disease breaking out like COVID. I mean, COVID took out everyone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
totally.
it caused division in countries. You know, it took out a lot of people. So you know, if I was a
Yeah,
country that
it creates
didn't,
economic decline.
I mean, that's what I would do if I was a terrorist. Enjoy
Yeah.
your eggs and ham. Here's the China virus, you know. Enjoy that, you know. Oh, you like Mickey Mouse? Here you go.
Yes.
Here you go. Put this up your ass. You know what I mean? So,
Oh God. Yeah,
ruined economies then, and they're doing it now.
exactly. That's basically it. Um,
Yeah.
and I think it highlights the Balkan frontier as a historical pressure zone, which I mean, really up to the 90s, but even now, I mean, look what's going on with Ukraine. It's still very much a reality. But the big takeaway, I think, is logistics and health have always mattered more than, you know, technology or bravado or anything like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you can't get somewhere or you can't, you know, function, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
And that's it, man.
that
That's the Siege of
that
Tomis, March 30th, 598.
that was interesting, and I like in a future episode, maybe the next episode, we find out more what happens years later if the tides turn. But that's it for this show. It was a great long episode. I actually have to go. I'm gonna go play golf and pull a hamstring because I should have died at 35.
Well, my dog just walked by with a poo hanging out of his ass, so I need to go.
Why do we have
And there it
animals?
goes.
It's disgusting. Why do we have animals? Who started this? My cat does the same thing, and
Fucking
now I'm using a wet wipe and I'm cleaning his ass, and I'm like, this is why I wanted one kid. Why do I have two now? This is horrible. He's adopted, so I gotta love him. You know, even though his name's
yeah,
Justinian, I gotta
exactly.
love him. He doesn't even look like me. He's black and white, but I gotta like him. I gotta love him. I gotta love him. Well,
Oh man.
that was
Well,
fun.
Jackie
Well,
Chan just deuced on the floor.
oh God. Euthanize is coming his way pretty quickly.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it. I will beef up the kind of what happens after for the next episode, which is Julius Caesar. It's a big one. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Nick like, wait, where were we? Alex, some do, some smoke, sometimes. baked battlefield.